All these people by chatting.
Sisters of Bawdy House, madam. Every night when the evening grows dim, she hangs out a little red lantern, and how the ducats roll in. Roll in, roll in. Ah, the ducats roll in, roll in. Roll in, roll in. Ah, the ducats roll in.
Sirrah, come hither. Can you cut off a man's head?
Well, if a man be a bachelor, I can. But if he be married, well, he'd be his wife's head, and I could never cut off a woman's head.
Save me your snatches and yield me a direct answer. Tomorrow must die one Claudio and Barnardine. In our prison, a common executioner who in his office lacks a helper. If you take it upon you to assist him, it will redeem you of your shackles.
Thank you.
If not, you will have your full time of imprisonment and your deliverance in an unpitied whipping, for you have been a notorious pimp.
Oh, I have been a pimp, time out of mine, and now I shall be glad to be a lawful hangman. I should be glad to receive some instruction from my fellow partner.
Where's Abhorson there? Abhorson, ho!
Do you call, sir?
Here's a man to help you with your execution tomorrow. If you think it meet, compound him by the ear, and he can abide here with you. If not, use him for the president, dismiss him. He cannot argue his estimation with you, for he hath been a pimp.
A pimp, sir? Fie upon him! He will bring discredit to our mystery.
Go to, sir. You weigh equally. A feather would turn the scale.
By your good favor, sir, for, surely you do have a good favor, but that you have a hanging look. Do you call your occupation a mystery?
Aye, sir, a mystery.
Now, painting, I have heard say, is a mystery. And your whores, being members of my occupation, do use painting, do prove my occupation a mystery. Yeah, but what mystery there be in hanging? If I should be hanged, I cannot imagine.
Sir, it is a mystery.
Are you agreed?
I will be glad to serve him, for I do find your hangman a more penitent trade than your pimp. They just oftener ask for forgiveness.
Sirrah, provide your block and axe tomorrow, 4 o'clock.
Come on, pimp. I will instruct thee in my trade. Follow.
Oh, I am eager to learn, and for your good counsel, well, I'll owe you a good turn. I am very eager.
Hail, Provost. Claudio, here's the warrant for thine death. It is now dead midnight, and by 8 o'clock tomorrow thou must be made immortal. Where's the prisoner Barnardine?
As fast locked up in sleepless, guiltless labor when it lies starkly in the traveler's bones. He will not wake.
Who can do good of him? Go, prepare yourself. But hark, what noise? God give your spirits comfort. Who's there?
The best and wholesomest spirits of the night envelop you, good Provost. Who called here of late?
No one, since the curfew rang.
Not Isabella?
No.
They will then, ere it be long.
What comfort is for Claudio?
There is some in hope.
Lord Angelo is a bitter deputy.
Not so, not so. His life is paralleled even with the stroke and line of his great justice. Now then, come. This is a gentle Provost. Seldom with a steeler jailer is the friend of men. Now, what noise?
There they will stay until the guard get up to let them in. He is called up.
Have you no countermand for Claudio yet? But he must die tomorrow?
None, sir, none.
It's near the dawning as it is, Provost. You will hear more ere morning.
Perhaps you something know. I believe there comes no countermand. No example have we. And besides, upon the very siege of justice, Lord Angelo hath, to the public ear, professed the contrary. This is his lordship's man.
Ah, here is Claudio's palm.
My lord hath sent by me this note, and by me this further charge that you swerve not from the smallest article of it, neither in time, matter, nor other circumstance.
I will obey him.
Good morrow, for as I see it is almost day.
How now, what news?
Lord Angelo, bethink me remiss in my office, awakens me with the sun wanton putting on. Methinks strangely, for he hath not used it before.
Pray you, let's hear, let's hear.
Whatsoever thou shalt hear to the contrary, let Claudio be executed by 4 of the clock, and in the afternoon Barnardine. For my better satisfaction, have the head of Claudio delivered to me by 5 of the clock. Fail not, let this be duly performed, and fail not in your office, or you will answer at your peril. What make you of this?
What is that, Barnardine, that is to be executed in the afternoon?
A Bohemian born, a prisoner, 9 years.
Hath he borne himself penitently in prison? How seems he to be touched?
Careless, reckless, fearless of what is past, present, or to come. Drunk many times a day, if not many days entirely drunk.
More of him anon. There is written in your brow, Provost, honesty and constancy. For Claudio, whom here you have a warrant to execute, I crave but 4 days' respite.
Pray, sir, in what?
In the delaying death.
But how may I do it with the hour specified and under penalty to deliver the head of Angelo?
By the vow of mine order, I warrant thee. Let this Barnardine be this morning executed, and his head borne to Angelo.
But Angelo has seen them both and will discover the exchange.
Death is a great disguise, and you can add to it, shave the head, tie the beard, and say it was the desire of the prisoner to be so bared before his death.
Pray, sir, it is against my oath.
But were you sworn to the Duke or to the deputy?
To the Duke, and to his substitutes.
You will think you have made no offense, then, if the Duke avouch the justice of your deed.
What likelihood is there in that?
Not a resemblance, but a certainty. But since I see you doubtful, fearful that neither my integrity nor my coat nor my persuasion can with ease tempt you, I will go further than I meant to pluck all fears out of you. Look you, sir. The hand and the seal of the Duke. You know the character, I doubt not? The signet is not strange to you?
I know them both.
The contents of this is the return of the Duke. Within these 2 days, he will be here. This is the thing Angelo knows not. Do not be amazed. Look, the star calls up the shepherd. Put not yourself into amazement as to how these things should be. All difficulties are but easy once they are known. Call your executioner and off with Barnardine's head. I'll give him a present shrift and advise him for a better place. Go away. It's almost clear dawn.
Sir! No! Go forth and bring Barnardine hither.
Master Barnardine, you must rise and be hanged. Master Barnardine!
What ho, Barnardine?
Pox on your throats. Who makes that noise there? What are you?
It's your friends, the hangman. You must be so good to rise and be put to death.
Away, you rogue, away. I am sleepy.
Tell him he must awake, and that quickly, too.
Pray, sir, awake till you are executed and sleep afterwards.
Go into him and bring him here.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming. I can hear his straw rustle.
Is the block prepared, sir?
Oh, very ready, sir. Yes.
How now, Abhorson? What's the news with you?
Truly, sir, I would desire you to clap into your prayers, for look you, the warrant is come.
You rogue. I've been drinking all night. I am not fitted for it.
Oh, no, all the better, sir. For he that drinks all night and is hanged betimes in the morning sleeps better all the next day.
Look you, sir, here comes your ghostly father. Do we jest now, think you?
Sir, bound by my charity and hearing how hastily you are to depart, I am come to advise you, comfort you, and pray with you.
Friar, not I. I've been drinking hard all night, and I will have more time to prepare me, or they shall bash out my brains with billets. I will not consent to die this day, that is certain.
But sir, you must. Therefore I beseech you, look forward on the journey you are about to go.
For God, I will not die today for any man's persuasion.
But hear you.
Not a word. If you have anything to say, come to my cell, for thence will not I today.
Unfit to live or die. A gravel heart. After him, fellas. Bring him to the block.
I'll find you the prisoner.
A creature unprepared, unmeet for death, and to transport him in the mind he is would be damnable.
Father, just this morning, in our prison, died of a cruel fever one Ragozine, a notorious pirate, a man of Claudio's years, his hair, his beard, just of his color. What if we satisfy Angelo with the visage of Ragozine instead of Claudio?
It's an accident, God Provence. Presently, the hour draws on as prefixed by Angelo. Go, fix it. Send it to Angelo. Oh, but what about Barnardine? We'll let them both put in secret holes, Claudio and Barnardine. I will give the Provost this letter, which shall witness to Angelo that I am near at home, and that by great injunctions I am bound to enter publicly. Angelo, I will desire to meet me a league below the city at the consecrated fount, and from there, with careful consideration and cold judgment, I will proceed with Angelo.
Here's the head. I'll carry it myself.
Make a swift return, convenient. Yeah. I will commune with you of such things that want no ear but yours. Take this letter to Angelo.
I'll make all speed.
The tongue of Isabella. She's come to know, and yet her brother's pardon has come to her.
Oh, by your leave,
Good morning, fair and gracious daughter.
the better given me by so holy a man. Hath yet Lord Angelo sent my brother's pardon?
He hath released him, Isabel, from the world. His head is off and sent to Angelo.
Nay, but it is not so.
It is no other. Show your wisdom, daughter, in your close patience.
Oh, I will to him and pluck out his eyes.
You will not be admitted to his sight!
Wretched Claudio! Unhappy Isabel! Injurious world! Almost damned Angelo!
This neither hurts him nor profits you a jot. Forbear it, therefore. Give your cause to heaven. Mark what I say, which you shall find by every syllable of faithful verity. The Duke comes home tomorrow, may dry your eyes. Notice will be carried to Escalus and Angelo, there to meet him at the gates to give up their power. If you can, pace your wisdom in that good path that I would wish you go, and you will have your revenges to your heart, general honor, graces of the Duke.
I am directed by you.
This letter, then, to Friar Peter give. Say, by this token I desire to meet him at Mariana's house tonight. Her cause and yours I'll perfect him withal, and he shall bring you before the Duke, and to the head of Angelo accuse him home and home. As for my poor self, I am constrained by a sacred vow, and shall be absent. Wend you with this letter. Command these fretting waters from your eyes with a light heart. Trust not my holy order if I turn aside your course. Who's there?
Evening, Friar. Where's the Provost?
Not within, sir.
Oh, pretty Isabella. I am pale at thine heart to see thine eyes so red. You must be patient. They say the Duke will return tomorrow. By my troth, Isabella, I love thy brother. Oh, if the old fantastical Duke of the Dark Ways had been here, he had lived.
The Duke is marvelous little, according to your reports. But the best is, he lives not in them.
Friar, thou knowest not the Duke so well as I do. He's a better woodman than thou givest him credit for.
Well, you'll answer for this one day. Fare you well.
Terry, I can tell thee pretty tales of the Duke.
You have taught me too many of him already, sir. If they be true. If not true, none were enough.
Oh, I was once before the Duke for getting a wench with child.
Did you, such a...
I forgot, did I? But I was fain to deny it, else they would have married me to the rotten whore.
Your presence is fairer than honest, sir. Rest you well.
Oh, no, Terry, I'll go along with thee to the lane's end. If body talk offend thee, there'll be very little of it. Nay, Friar, I'm kind of like a burr. I shall stick. Ha ha!
Every letter he hath writ hath disvouched the other.
In most uneven and distracted manner. His actions show much like to madness. Pray God his wisdom be not tainted. And why, meet him in the street and re-deliver our authorities there.
I cannot guess.
And why should it be proclaimed in an hour before his entering that if anyone crave redress of injustice, they should exhibit their petitions in the street?
He shows his reason for that, to have a dispatch of complaints and to deliver us from plots hereafter, which shall then have no power to stand against us.
Well, let it be proclaimed betimes in the morn. I'll to your house. Give notice to such men of sort and suit as are to meet him there.
I shall, my lord. Farewell.
Good night. This deed unshapes me quite, makes me dull and unprepared to all proceedings, a deflowered virgin, and by an eminent lord that enforced the law against it. Not that her tender shame will not proclaim it against her maiden loss. How might she denounce me? Claudio should have lived, save that his riotous youth might, in times to come, with dangerous sense, have ta'en revenge by so receiving a dishonored life with ransom of such shame. Would yet he had lived. Alack, when once our grace we have forgot, nothing goes right. We would and we would not.
Happy return, noble sir.
Happy return be to your royal grace.
My very fair friend, fairly met. My old and faithful friend, I am glad to see you. Many hearty thankings to you both. I have made inquiry of you, and hear such goodness of your justice, that my heart cannot but yield you forth to public thanks.
You make my bonds still greater.
Oh, your deserving speaks loud, and I would wrong it to lock it in the wards of covert bosom. Give me your hand. And let the subjects see that outward courtesies would fain proclaim favors that keep within. Come, Escalus, you must stand on my other hand. And good supporters are you.
Justice! Justice! Justice, O royal duke! Veil your regard upon a wronged. I would fain have said a virgin. O worthy prince, dishonor not your eye by throwing it on any other object until you have heard me in my true complaint and given me justice. Justice! Justice! Justice!
Relate your wrongs, in what, by whom, be brief. Lord Angelo here shall give you justice. Reveal yourself to him.
O worthy prince, you bid me seek redemption of the devil. Hear me yourself, for that which I must speak must either punish me not being believed or wring redress from you. Hear me, oh, hear me here.
My lord, her wits, I fear me, are not firm. She hath been a suitor to me for her brother, cut off by the course of justice.
A course of justice.
And she will speak most bitterly and strange.
Most strange, but yet most truly will I speak. That Angelo is perjured. Is it not strange? That Angelo is a murderer. Is it not strange? That Angelo is an adulterous thief, a hypocrite, a virgin violator. Is it not strange and strange?
Nay, it is 10 times strange.
Nay, it is 10 times true, for truth is truth to the end of reckoning.
Take her away. Poor foolish woman, she speaks as in the infirmity of sense.
O prince, I conjure thee, as thou believest there is another comfort than this world, that thou neglect me not with that opinion that I am touched by madness. Make not impossible that which but seems unlike. 'Tis not impossible that one, the wickedest caitiff on the earth, may seem as shy, as grave, as just, as absolute as Angelo. Even so may Angelo, in all his dressings, badges, titles, forms, be an arch-villain. Believe it, royal prince, if he be less, he's nothing, but he's more, and I more name for badness.
By mine honesty, if she be mad, as I believe no other, her madness has the oddest frame of sense.
Oh, gracious duke, harp not on that, but let your reasons serve to make the truth appear where it seems hid.
Many that are not mad sure have more lack of reason. What would you say?
I am the sister to one Claudio, condemned upon the act of fornication to lose his head, condemned by Angelo. I, in probation of a sisterhood, was sent to by my brother, one Lucio, as then the messenger.
That's I. And like your grace, I came to her from Claudio, where I desired her to try her great fortune with Lord Angelo for her brother's pardon.
Thou wert not bid to speak?
No, my lord, nor asked to hold my peace.
I ask you now then. Pray you take notice.
Well, my lord.
This told me somewhat of my taste.
Well, that may be right, but
That's
he is
right.
wrong to speak before his time. Proceed.
In brief, the vile conclusion I now begin with grief and shame to utter. He would not, but by gift of my chaste body, to his intemperate lust, release my brother. And after much debatement, my sisterly remorse confutes mine honor, and I did yield to him. But the next morn betimes, his purpose surfeiting, he sends a warrant for my poor brother's head.
This is most likely.
Oh, were it as like as it is true.
Oh, poor foolish wretch, thou knowest not what thou speakst. Or else thou art suborned against his honour in hateful conspiracy. First, his integrity stands without blemish. Next, it imports no reason that with such vehemence he should prosecute faults belonging to himself. If he had so offended, he would have weighed thy brother against himself, and not have cut him off. Someone has set you on. Confess the truth, and say by whose advice thou camest here to complain.
And is this all? Then, oh, you blessed ministers above, keep me in patience. With ripened time unfold the evil which is here wrapped up in countenance.
I know it fain be gone.
God shield your grace from woe. I thus wronged, hence unbelieved go.
Ha, an officer, to prison with her. Shall I thus permit a blasting and scandalous breath to fall on him so near me? This needs must be a conspiracy. Who knew of your intent in coming hither?
One that I would were here, Friar Lodowick.
The ghostly father, belike. Who knows that Lodowick?
Oh, I know him, your honor. Oh, 'tis a meddling friar, sir. I do not like the man. Had he been lay, for certain words he spoke against the Duke, I would have beaten him soundly.
Words against me. Aye. This is a good friar, belike. Well, to set on this wretched woman against my substitute. Let this friar be found.
Blessed be your royal grace. I have stood by, my lord, and I have heard your royal ear abused. First, hath this woman most wrongfully accused your substitute, who is free from soil or touch with her.
I believe no other. Know you that Lodowick that she speaks of?
I know him as a man divine and holy, not scurvy, nor a temporary meddler, as is reported by this gentleman, and by my faith, as a man that never did, as he vouches, misreport, your grace.
Most villainously believe it, sir.
Well, he in time may come to clear himself, but at this instant he is sick, my lord, of a strange fever. Upon his mere request, being come to knowledge that there was complaint intended against Lord Angelo, came I hither to speak, as from his mouth, what he knows is true and false. First, for this woman, to justify this worthy nobleman, most personally and vulgarly accused, her shall you hear disproved by a witness, till she herself confess it.
Good friar, bring us the witness. Do you not smile at this, Lord Angelo? The vanity of wretched fools. My friend, in this I'll be impartial. Be you the judge of your own cause. Is this the witness, friar? First, let her show her face, and after speak.
Pardon, my lord. I will not show my face until my husband bid me.
Are you married?
No, my lord.
Are you a virgin?
No, my lord.
A widow, then?
Neither, my lord.
Well, you are nothing, then, neither virgin, widow, nor wife.
Well, she may be a punk, a whore, my lord.
Silence!
My lord, I do confess. I ne'er was married, and I confess besides I am no virgin. I have known my husband, but my husband knows not that ever he knew me.
Oh, he must have been drunk, my lord. It can be no
For the benefit of silence, would thou wert so too? This is no witness for Lord Angelo.
My lord, now I come to it. She that accuses him of fornication doth in self-same manner accuse my husband, and charges him with such a time, my lord, when I'll depose. I had him in mine arms with all the effect of love.
Charges she more than me?
Not that I know.
No? You say your husband?
Why, just, my lord. And that is Angelo, who thinks he knows that he ne'er knew my body, but he thinks that he knows Isabella's.
This is a strange abuse. Let's see thy face.
My husband bids me. Now I will unmask. This is that face. Thou cruel Angelo, which once thou sworest was worth the looking on. This is the hand with which a vowed contract was fastly locked in mine. This is the body that took away the tryst from Isabel, and did satisfy thee at thy garden house in her imagined person.
Know you this woman?
Carnally, she says.
My lord, I must confess I know this woman. In 5 years since, there was some speech of marriage betwixt myself and her, which was broke off, partly for that her promised dowry came short of composition, but in chief for that her reputation was disvalued in immorality, since which time of 5 years I never spake with her, saw her, nor heard from her, upon my faith and honor.
Noble prince, as there comes light from heaven and words from breath, as there is sense in truth and truth in virtue, I am affianced this man's wife as strongly as words could make up vows. And but Tuesday night last gone, in his garden house, he knew me as wife. As this is true. Let me in safety raise me from my knees, or else forever be confixed here a marble monument.
My lord, I did but smile till now. Give me the scope of justice to find this practice out. My patience here is touched. I do perceive these poor, demented women are no more but instruments of some more mightier member that sets them on. Let me have my way, my lord, to discover this mystery.
Aye, with my heart, and punish them to the height of your content and your pleasure. Thou foolish friar, thou pernicious woman, in league with this supposed novice, thought'st thou that our oaths were testimonies against his worth and credit that is sealed in approbation? Lord Escalus, stand by, my friend. Lend him your kind pains to find this matter out, whence it is derived. There is another friar that set them on. Let him be sent for.
Would that he were here, my lord, for he indeed hath set these women upon this complaint. Your provost knows where he abides, and he may fetch him.
Go do it instantly. And you, my well-warranted friend, that it becomes to find this matter out, do with your injuries as seems you best in any chastisement. I for a while will leave you, but stir not you until you have well determined upon these slanderers.
My lord, we shall do it thoroughly. Signor Lucio, did you not say you knew this Friar Lodowick to be a dishonest person?
Aye, my lord. Dishonest in nothing but in his clothes. And he spoke scurrilous speeches against the Duke.
We shall have you abide here until he comes and enforce them against him. We shall find this friar a notable fellow.
As any in Verona, my lord.
And now I will speak with Isabella. Pray you, my lord, give me leave to question her. You shall see how I will handle her.
Oh, better than he by her own report.
Say you?
That is, my lord, if you handle her privately, she may sooner confess. Publicly, she'd be ashamed.
I shall go to work darkly with her.
No, that's the way.
Come, mistress, here's a gentlewoman denies all that you've said. Huh? Nothing to say?
Ah, here's the friar now. This is the fellow. Here he comes. This is the scurvy fellow now.
And in good time. Speak not till we call upon you. Come, sir. Have you set these women on to slander Lord Angelo? They have confessed that you did.
"'Tis false.
Say, know you where you are, sir?
Respect to your great place, and may the devil be sometime honored for his burning throne. But where is the Duke? It is he should hear me speak.
The Duke's in us, and we will hear you speak. Look, you speak justly.
Boldly, at least. But oh, poor souls, is the Duke gone? Then is your cause gone too.
This is the same scurvy fellow.
The Duke's unjust to put your trial in the villain's mouth, whom here you come to accuse.
This is he.
Why, thou unreverend and unhallowed friar, 'tis not enough you have suborned these women to accuse this worthy man, but in foul mouth and in the presence of his proper ear to call him villain, and from thence to turn thy glance to the Duke himself and tax him with injustice? Ha! Take him hence, away with him to prison. To the rack with him! We'll touse him joint by joint, but we'll know his purpose.
Be not so hot. The Duke dare no more stretch this finger of mine than he dare stretch his own. His subject I am not. My business made me a looker-on here in Verona, and I have seen corruption boil and bubble till it overrun the stew.
What? Slander to the state? Away with him! To prison! Away with him!
Signor
sir.
Lucio, is this the man you did tell us of? What can you vouch against him?
Aye, he is, my lord. Goodman Bald Pate. Do you know me?
I remember you, sir, by your voice. I saw you in the absence of the Duke in the prison.
And do you remember the slanderous words you spoke against the Duke?
Most notably the words you spoke, sir.
Ah, do you not remember that I pulled thy nose for thy speeches?
I protest I love the Duke as I love myself.
Hark how the villain would close now, after his treasonable abuses.
Such a fellow is not to be talked withal. Away with him to prison. Lay bolts about him. Away with him. Let him speak no more. Away with these harlots too, and with their confederate companion. Away with him to prison.
Stay, sir, stay a while.
What resists he? Help him, Lucio.
Come on, you Goodman Bald Pate. Fox on your visit, sir. Come on, you sheep-biting face. Show your face up. Oh.
Thou art the first knave that ever mates the Duke. First, free these gentle three. Sneak not away, sir.
Oh.
Friar and you must have a word anon. Lay hold on him.
This may prove worse than hanging.
Lord Escalus. What I have spoken, I pardon. Please stand by for further support. Sir, by your leave, hast thou yet word or wit or impudence that can still do the office?
Oh, my dread lord, I should be guiltier than my guiltiness to think I can be undiscernible when I perceive your grace-like power divine hath looked upon my trespasses. Then, good Lord, no longer session hold upon my shame, but let my trial be mine own confession. Immediate sequence then, and sequent death is all the grace I beg.
Mariana, come hither. Go take her hither and marry her instantly. Thou wast contracted to this woman.
I was, my lord.
Friar, take them hence and return them here once consummate. Provost, go with him.
My lord, I am more amazed at his dishonor than at the strangeness of it.
Come hither, Isabella. Your friar is now your prince. As I was then, attentive and wholly to your business, not changing heart with habit, I am still attorney at your service.
Oh, pardon me, that I, your vassal, have employed and pained your unknown sovereignty.
You are pardoned, Isabel, and now be you as free to me. Your brother's death, I know, sits at your heart, and you may marvel why I obscured myself, laboring to save his life, and would not rather have made rash remonstrance of my hidden power than let him be so lost. Dear maid, it was the swift celerity of his death that I thought with slower foot came on that foiled my purpose. But peace be with him, that life is better life past fearing death than that which lives in fear. Make it your comfort, so happy is your brother.
I do, my lord.
And as for this newly married man here, whose lecherous imagination has yet wronged your well-defended honor, you must pardon for Mariana's sake. But as he adjudged your brother, being criminal in double violation of sacred chastity and of promise breach, thereon dependent for your brother's life, the very mercy of the law cries out most audibly, even from his own tongue, Angelo for Claudio, death for death. Haste still pays haste, and leisure answers leisure. Like doth quit like, and measure still for measure. Then, Angelo, I condemn thee to the very block where Claudio stooped to death, and with like haste away with him.
My most gracious lord, I hope you will not mock me with a husband.
It is your husband mocked you with a husband. Consenting to the safeguard of your honor, I thought you marriage fit, else imputation that he knew you would reproach your life and choke your good to come. As for his possessions, by confiscation they are mine, but I instate and widow you withal to buy you a better husband.
Oh, my dear, I crave no other, nor no better man.
Never crave him, I am definitive.
Gentle, my liege.
You would lose your labor. Away with him to death, and now, sir, to you.
Isabel! Isabel! Lend me your knees, and all my life to come, I will lend you all my life to do you service.
Against all reason do you importune her? Should she kneel down in mercy of this fact, her brother's ghost his paved bed would break and take her hence in horror.
Isabel, do but kneel. Hold up your hand, say nothing. I'll speak all. They say the best men are molded out of faults, and for the most become much more the better for being a little bad. So may my husband...
He dies for Claudio's death.
Most bounteous sir, look, if it please you, on this man condemned as if my brother lived. I partly think a due sincerity governed his deeds till he did look on me. Since it is so, let him not die. My brother had but justice in that he did the thing for which he died. For Angelo, his act did not fulfill his bad intent, and must be buried, but as an intent that perished on the way. Intents are but merely thoughts.
Merely.
Your suit's unprofitable. Stand up, I say. I have bethought me of another fault. Provost, why was it that Claudio was beheaded at an unusual hour?
It was commanded so.
Did you have a special warrant for the deed?
No, my lord, it was by private message.
For which I discharge you of your office, and in your keys.
I thought it was a fault, but knew it not. Yet did bethink me after more advice, for testimony whereof there is one in the prison who else should have died by private order, that I have retained alive.
What prisoner is he?
Barnardine.
Wouldst thou have done so by Claudio? Go fetch him hither, I want to look upon him.
I am sorry that one so learned and so wise as you, Lord Angelo, have still appeared, should slip so grossly, both in the heat of blood and lack of tempered judgment afterward.
I am sorry that such sorrow I procure, and so deep sticks it in my penitent heart I crave death more willingly than mercy. 'Tis my deserving, and I do entreat it.
What is that, Barnardine?
This, Your Honor.
Sir, there's a friar told me of this man. Sirrah, thou art said to have a stubborn soul that apprehends no further than this world, and squarest thy life according. Thou art condemned. But as for these earthly faults, I quit them all. See that thou use this mercy for better times ahead. Friar, advise him. I give him into your hand. What muffled fellow is that?
This is another prisoner that I saved. One who also should have lost his head when Claudio died. One as like to Claudio as himself.
If he be like your brother, for his sake is he pardoned. Claudio. By this Lord Angelo perceives he is safe. Methinks I see a quickening in his eye. Well, Angelo, your evil quits you well. See that you love your wife. Her worth yours. I feel a ready forgiveness in myself. Yet there is one here I cannot pardon. You, sir, that kept me for a fool, for a madman, one of all luxury, a coward, an ass. Wherein have I so deserved of you that you extol me thus?
My lord, I spoke of it, but according to the trick. I know that you may wish to hang me, my lord, but I'd prefer that you'd whip me instead.
Whipped first, hanged after. Now that I bethink me, though, there is a woman wronged by this lewd fellow, whom he swore there is one, whom he begot with child. Let her appear.
Oh.
And let him marry her.
No. Oh, my lord.
Nuptial completed, then be whipped and hanged.
Oh. Do not marry me to a punk, my lord. You said yourself, I made thee a duke. Do not make me a cuckold in recompense.
By mine honesty, thou shalt marry her.
My lord, marrying a punk is worse than death and whipping and hanging.
Thy slanders I forgive, and thereby pardon thy other punishment. But slandering a prince deserves this. She, Claudio, that you wronged, look you restore. Joy to you, Mariana. Love her, Angelo. I have confessed her. I know her virtue. Thanks, good friend Escalus, for thy much goodness. There is more to come that is more of thanks. Thanks, Provost, for thy care and secrecy. We shall employ thee in a worthier place. Here is the bell. I have a motion much imports your good, to which, if you'll a willing ear incline, give me your hand and say you'll be mine. yet behind. Let's meet, you all should know.